Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Mariah and I'm a real estate agent in the beautiful state of Oregon. I've been a full-time realtor since 2015, got my license right out of high school, and a couple years later, my husband Spencer jumped in and joined me, and we have been a team ever since. And I run a network of agents all over the country, and that's something that a little over a year ago, I would have never expected or thought was going to happen, but I love it so much. And one of the reasons why I love it so much is I have the opportunity to chat with agents often in other marketplaces, and to me it's just so much fun. But my whole point in saying all of this is because I chat with so many agents, many of them are in positions where they're selling more houses than me and they are killing it in their marketplace, but many of them are brand new agents, just licensed, or maybe they're a year in and it has not been going how they expected it to go. So today, that is more of the group that I'm going to be talking to. Hopefully, if you're a more seasoned agent, you can still grab something out of this, or even if you're not an agent and you're watching this for some reason, hopefully you can still grab something out of this regardless. But today's video is really going to be speaking to that brand new agent, because a question I get asked often on these Zoom calls I do with agents is, how do I have confidence as a brand new agent when I have no reason to be confident? Like, I've never sold a house, so how would I even have confidence? That imposter syndrome. We are going to talk about that today. As usual, I did not prepare what I'm going to say, so hopefully my thoughts, I know how to answer this in my brain, but hopefully it can come out of my mouth in a way that makes sense. Bear with me, guys, though. You're for sure going to want to stay till the end, though, because we've got a few different directions we're going to take this, and you're not going to want to miss anything. Also, last little note before we get started, I come on here every single week and share videos about real estate, so be sure to subscribe and hit the bell if you haven't already. You're not going to want to miss anything on this channel, and I really like to keep things very, very laid back on this channel. Like, I just want it to feel like me and you are sitting in my car together, drinking our tea. My tea is cooling off, so I'm about to drink it, and we are just like friend to friend, real estate friends having a conversation. And so because of that, we are like low production. I kind of stopped using my professional camera. We are using my iPhone right now. I'm holding it with my hand. We are keeping things so simple. So if my arm shaking the camera, is what I'm trying to say, is bothering you, so I've had comments before, then I'd advise you to just set it down and listen. Or even better, you can now listen to these videos, these real estate videos, on Spotify as a podcast. So whether you're driving in the car, you're on a jog, you're doing your laundry, you're feeding your baby, whatever it is, use the link below and check out this podcast. Check out this video as a podcast, I guess you could say. Okay, so anyway, let's get right into the meat of this video and talk about how to be confident as a brand new real estate agent, even when you haven't sold a house and you really shouldn't be confident. The first thing to keep in mind is, I heard this quote. I heard a quote. Oh, what was this quote? It was so long ago now, but it was really, really good. It said something about how in order to be I don't want to say professional, but I think it was like a guru, a professional, a advisor, I don't know, something like that, a master. In order to be, let's just say, a professional in a field or in an area, you only need to be you only need to have like a certain amount of knowledge over the general public in that area. And if you have a little bit of knowledge more than the general public does in an area, then you can be confident that you are a guru, you're an advisor, you're a professional. And the whole reason this relates to real estate is because I think as a brand new agent, it's easy to think like, well, I've never sold a house, so who am I to go on Instagram Live giving real estate advice? Or who am I to start a YouTube channel to try to get leads when I really have never sold a house before? Why would anyone listen to my advice? Or who am I to go door knock that neighborhood? Because what if someone asks me a real estate question? Well, you have gone through real estate school and you're watching videos like this one. So I know that you're trying to learn. You've gotten your license. So that alone, obviously we all know getting your real estate license is kind of a low barrier to entry, which is why we have such a high failure rate in this business. But just remind yourself, because of that, you do have more knowledge than the general public, which is really all it takes for you to be a professional in your field, an advisor. And so you do, even if you haven't sold a house, you've been through the training, you know the things. Okay, so that's the first thing to remind yourself. and not feel like an imposter. My second tip for you, we've got a lot of them, so don't go anywhere. You're going to want to stay until the very end today, I promise you. Even if you're not a realtor, don't go anywhere. My second tip to you is a very important one. Preparation equals confidence, okay? So what does that look like? What does that mean? If I'm going to go on a listing appointment, if I'm going to go list a house, I'm going to not just show up at the house and say like, hey, hello, I'm here. I am going to do that, but I'm also first going to, I'm going to know my comps. I'm gonna run comps. I'm also gonna have my husband run comps because we're a team and I get to do that. So I get like a second opinion. I always double up on comps. I get my comps and then I get to look at his comps. If you only have your comps, it's fine. And then I'm going to study them. I'm gonna know them. I'm gonna take out my highlighter. I'm gonna highlight the things that are important to know in the comps for the seller so that when I get there, I look educated, like I know what I'm doing. So that is a very important thing, is do your homework. This could look like if you're going to go show a house, know about the listing. You don't have to know everything there is to know because it's not your listing, and even the listing agent doesn't know everything they need to know because it's not their house. I'm selling a house right now that I own and I don't know hardly anything about it because we never lived in it. So like, and it's my house, I own it. So not, obviously you don't have to know everything that there is to know about a property, but know everything that the buyers could know. Anything that they have access to see, you should know it too. You should know it first. So print the MLS information of every listing that you're going to show. Print it off. Bring it with you. Have a copy for you and a copy for your buyer. So if they ask you something and you don't remember it, you can look at it real quick and know it. But before you get out of your car, arrive there early and study that sheet. Like, this is such simple, obvious stuff. But I mean, I didn't do this for a long time in my career, maybe because I was just 18 and liked to wing things. But if you want confidence, this will give you confidence, that preparation. But then I will say, you cannot get so in your head. I think certain personality types get so in their head about preparation that they never actually just do the thing. At a certain point, like, you can memorize scripts all day, but then the only way to really get good at cold calling is to just start doing it, even if you don't feel ready. Same with like listing appointments. The only way to really get good at listing appointments, you can sit there and look at comps and watch listing presentation videos on YouTube all day, which is great, but the only way to really get good at it is just start doing it. So that's like the next tip, the third tip. Don't turn off car. That's the third tip to building confidence. I think we're on 3 now. Is just doing it. Like, practice, repetition builds confidence. I'll share a personal example. I got mentioned earlier, I got my real estate license when I was 18. And I started out as a solo agent. I started cold calling and really going hard with for sale by owners was like my main focus for a very long time. And the reason was because my sphere of influence was completely out. Nobody was going to trust me with their real estate. I was not like this super responsible 18-year-old. Even if I was 18. Like, no one was trusting me with their properties that knew me and knew how old I was. So I had to prospect to people who did not know me. They always, assumed I was older because I dressed older. I got married really young, so I had a ring on my finger. They assumed I was much older. So anyway, my whole point in saying that is I got really, really good at and confident at listing appointments because I just did them. I didn't even spend all this time memorizing a presentation. I would actually wing them. But the reason I was able to wing it was because I did it so many times, and the practice and the repetition. And for sale by owners is the best way to practice because you literally have opportunity to just ask to meet with them, ask to just go to their house, and you have opportunity to talk to people. You could literally book up your schedule like I did, back to back to back, all day appointments with for sale by owners, and there's your practice. Like, it's the best school you could ever go to. You could be as prepared as possible, but at the end of the day, you gotta just do it. And then when you're out of practice, I took a very long time off when I was pregnant, and then after I had my baby, I did like more of the back end work for our business at home, and then my husband did the rest because we are a team. And I had not been on a listing appointment in a very long time. I was super rusty, went on an appointment and bombed it. Like, it was the worst appointment I've ever gone on in my entire life. Even just thinking about it makes me want to cringe because it was so bad. And that was after years of doing this. It was horrible. And so that just shows, though, that you can get really good at something, but you need to keep it up and have repetition in order to keep that muscle strong, that listing appointment strong. Later on, I ended up making the decision to completely step back from listings unless it is a, I just had a closing the other day. It was an agent-to-agent referral from one of you guys. If you have any clients relocating to Oregon or needing a realtor in Oregon, buyer or seller, send them our way. We'd love to give you a referral fee. But I just had a closing from one of you guys, and it was a listing, and it's all great. Well, I will do listings like that, but I choose to run my business a little bit differently now, and I focus on different things. My husband focuses on different things, if you know what I mean. But that's just a personal example to show that, like, at the end of the day, it's all about just repetition and doing it and keeping that listing appointment muscle strong, okay? My next tip for confidence as a real estate agent is shift your focus from this is I'm going to say cold calling, for example, but this literally applies to you're sitting at an open house, you're calling your sphere of influence. If you do that, like whatever you're doing to get business, this applies to it. So say you're cold calling and you are just coming in with this mindset of like, I need a listing, I need another listing, I need a commission. No. You got to come in with the mindset of they need me. If they don't have me list their house, something really, really bad could happen. Another agent could list it who doesn't take their job seriously and sucks, because there's a lot of really sucky agents out there. Or if they don't list it with me, I'm speaking for sale by owner. If this for sale by owner doesn't list it with me, they could get under contract with a buyer and move out, and then the transaction falls through the day before closing and they have no legal representation. I've seen it happen over and over again. They need me. You need to have that mindset drilled into you that they need you. And that will give you the confidence that you need to actually go out and approach them. Because if you're over here thinking like, I need them, I need a commission, and you have that like scarcity mindset, like, no, you don't need them. They need you. My next tip is stop making it about you, okay? So I went to a listing appointment not too long ago. It was an agent-to-agent referral, one of the only type of listings I work with. Agent-to-agent referrals, I'll work with people I know that want to use me, past clients that want me over Spencer. Usually they don't care, but what if for some reason they do care, whatever. But I was on a listing appointment and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It was so much fun. And I felt so much love for these people I was meeting with. But you know what? I was not in there thinking about, what are they thinking about me? Am I doing this right? Am I doing that? Like, what was going through my brain was, how can I love these people? How can I help them? What do they need? And then also, the most important thing is curiosity, genuinely being curious about the people that you're working with. And if I was going in there with the mindset of like so many agents have, like, let me talk your ear off and show you my presentation of why I'm the best and you need to list with me, and show you my trophies and my sales volume and my days on market and all of that, like that wouldn't have gotten through to them. But at the end of the appointment, we had such a great connection, and like it just went really well. And I know it did because I was curious about them. And it wasn't in this fake, like, let me win them over, I'm going to ask them a million questions way. But I genuinely was curious and interested in them and their life and their situation and why they were moving and where they were going and all that. And if you're in their home and their home story, and if you can just muster that up in yourself to get genuinely interested in people and genuinely care about them, then it really takes all the pressure off yourself, because they don't care about you. They don't care about your like days on market. Like maybe some sellers do, but the majority of them, they really just want to know that you care. And that's actually something I have heard a lot back when I used to list a lot of for sale by owners. They would tell me, we chose you over the other guy, who to me, the other guy seemed a lot more impressive in his like real estate presentation, credentials, whatever, because they thought he was like the other guy. And I'm just talking about random, like there's no one specific I'm thinking of. This has happened, but just random agents, just so you know. The other guy kind of came off as like a jerk, only cared about himself, only wanted to talk about himself, whatever. But they said, you actually were interested in us. You actually were really good at listening to us. You didn't just want to come in and tell me why you were the best. Like, you actually genuinely listened to us. And and seemed like you cared, and that made us feel like we could trust you. And I've heard that so many times from for sale by owners when I used to work with them. And so that is something that will build confidence. Is you can be confident going into a listing appointment because it's not about you. Like, just take your eyes off yourself and think about them. Ask them questions. Be interested in them. Okay? That's what they're thinking about. They're not thinking about you. They don't care about you. I could do a whole other video on this because I have a lot more tips, but I'm kind of running out of time. So I think I'm just gonna end it there, honestly, guys. If you want more videos like this one, hit the thumbs up button. If you have any real estate related questions or video suggestions, shoot me an email. If you enjoyed this video, head over to my channel. I have a handful of playlists you might grab value from, and I'll see you next time.